Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Noelle and I do unboxings here, mostly of lifestyle subscription boxes, but also some stationery, jewelry, and even a dash of Disney. So if you like unboxings, I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that notification bell. Speaking of subscriber counts, I have come to the conclusion of my New Year, New Goals giveaway. So I will be responding to the two winners in their comments. So if you entered, please check that out later today. I will have those winners posted. And then if you are one of the winners, congratulations. Just reach out to me and I will get those prizes off to you as soon as possible. Now, when we decided to have a second winner, that was when we were at 200 subscribers. So we haven't actually gotten that many more items added to that second prize, but I will be adding in a few little extras so that you have something fun to open up. So that'll be a total surprise, that second winner, because I haven't actually announced all the different items that are going in there, but they are mostly items that I have gotten from some of my unboxings here on this channel. Now today I wanted to share with you GlobeIn. Now this is actually my GlobeIn box from January. I didn't actually do an unboxing for December and I will tell you why. First of all, GlobeIn is a fantastic like lifestyle subscription box, but it's really a lot of home decor. They work with artisans from around the world to bring you fair trade items and a lot of really beautiful pieces. What they do is they create these sort of themed boxes every month, and lately they've been giving you several options every month. And in the month of December, they had a box that was called the Feast Box, which I thought was really lovely. It featured a Moroccan tagine, which I've always wanted to have and try for my cooking, but some of the other items in the box weren't things that I necessarily thought that I would use that much. So I decided to, instead of using my $40 credit, which is the cost of the subscription per month, I decided to use that to buy just the tagine, which was $40. And then I had a little bit of extra add-on credit from different things. And so I actually was able to get this beautiful ceramic, not really a serving dish, it's just kind of a little tray, but it is really pretty. And I wanted to show it to you, but I wasn't able to show you the tagine because what happened was they just had a little bit of a stocking problem. And so I did get an email that said that they did not have the tagines available, which was a little bit confusing for me because they still had the tagines available to choose for the January boxes. So when I reached out, they explained to me that basically they only had tagines that were being bundled with the Feast box. So you couldn't have just used it and bought it as an add-on. So what I did is I went ahead and used my January credit to buy the whole Feast box, which should include the tagine, and then I actually added on another box that was one of the options for January. So let's get into it. I have a lot of boxes that I'm surrounded by, and I will have to try to get through everything to show you everything in a kind of reasonable amount of time. So the Feast box is this one. They always have a nice little pamphlet that's inside, and I'm just going to start to open things up because I know that things are probably really well packaged and it might take me some time to get through these boxes because essentially I have like 2.5 boxes to show you today. So they always do a pretty good job with the wrapping. It's a pretty big box, so I'm not going to hold it up to you. Now, the first thing that I am seeing is this table runner. So this is one of those items that was in the box that I decided that I didn't necessarily need. So I was just going to use my $40, like I said, to just get the tagine by itself. But for $40, I'm basically getting the tagine and these other beautiful items. And it just looks like it's made sort of out of like a woven grass, reeds. It's kind of got this ombre effect. It goes from the green to the tan. I don't really have a long dining room table or even like an entryway table that this will necessarily work with, but it is a lot softer than I was expecting. So I will definitely keep it on hand, maybe to do some flat lays or maybe just to pass on to someone else because it is very, very nice and I'm very happy to have it. So I'm just going to put this off to the side. Now the next item that I am seeing comes in this little brown box, and I believe this is going to be the spice rack. Now the nice thing about this spice rack, I will say, is that it looks very well made and it looks like you don't necessarily need to use it for loose spices, which is something that I don't use a lot of. So I know that if you are going to be doing some authentic Moroccan cooking, you might have some loose spices in your household. I actually brought some back with me when I did go to Morocco, but it's just something that I don't usually reach for. It's just so much easier when you just have something in a bottle where it has the little like sprinkle top. So let's see, it is made in India. And it's very nice. I'm trying to not put a huge reflection on there for you, but it's got this glass top. It actually is finished a little bit nicer than I thought that it would be. So then it just opens up in here. Like I said, it's got this nice glass top, and I'll just open up some of this. So again, I'm not taking up too much time. So there is a little serving spoon here. Now, I was thinking actually of using this just as a storage bin. So here is the spoon, and maybe using it to store like my letters that I have for a felt board. But it is kind of pretty. It's just I don't have a lot of counter space in my household, so I wouldn't necessarily have this out on my counter. And then it's just got these nice little wooden boxes that fit into it. So obviously you could take all of the wooden boxes out of this tray and just use it like as a display case, even like a jewelry box. Maybe you could put some watches or something in there, or you could go ahead and place these individual wooden boxes inside, which would definitely work as well. Let me see if I can open these all up for you. All right, almost there. Here we go. So there is what it looks like. They're a little bit loose in there. They do move around a little bit, but that is actually a really beautiful piece that I am happy to have, and I think it goes so well with that feast theme. So we've already got the table runner. We have got the lovely spice container. I see it just floating around in here. This is a beautiful spoon. You can see how nice the grain is on it. It doesn't have much of a sheen to it. It looks like you might have to use some like mineral oil, but look how pretty this carved elephant is on top. You can even see he's got like a little eye that's carved out there as well. And let me see where this guy is made. I think the bamboo table runner is made in West Bengal, and the elephant serving spoon is made in Kenya. So even though the Moroccan tagine is kind of the hero item of this box, you get items from all over. So that leaves us with the tagine, which is surrounded by all kinds of wrapping. So I will open up the top piece. It's in lots of bubble wrap. Let's see if I can start to make some headway into it. Forgive me for all of the unwrapping noises, but I kind of enjoy watching people unwrap things and really get into it. So again, forgive me if it takes me a bit of time. I want to do it carefully. It was really nice. I've been on vacation for about a week. I kind of feel like I need a vacation from my vacation, but when I got home, I had all of these amazing boxes and things that I get to open over the next week to share with you. So be looking out for that. I am definitely having to kind of go back and do a lot of January boxes. Let me see if I can almost get it out of here. I think we're close. Maybe I won't have to do too many more bubble pops. Here we go. It's making its way out. All right, so here goes that, and then here is this piece. So the tagine comes in two pieces, and I will say that they did a nice job. They did a little blog so that they did give you some ideas about how to prepare your tagine, because you do definitely have to cure it, whether it is glazed or not. But look how beautiful the top of this is. And then inside, it's also fully glazed. I think it is gorgeous. So it's not like a huge tagine, but they did say that it was enough for like 2 chicken breasts, which would be perfect. It does have this little vent here. And I will say, so it does need curing, so you do need to soak it for a couple of hours in water before you use it. And then also, whether or not you are using it on an electric or a gas stove, you do need to use a heat diffuser. So I was able to pick up a heat diffuser. I've had it for quite a while because I thought that the tagine was coming to me back in December. And you can get a really inexpensive one on Amazon, and I will actually put a link for the one that I got below so that you have that if you decide to try some tagine cooking. Now I will say they do usually include some recipes in the back, but I looked through this already, and for example, they have a quick beef bourguignon and a Moroccan chickpea tagine, which was great, but I noticed that the recipes weren't actually necessarily for tagine cooking. It was more like stovetop cooking that you could do in any pot, which I think is great, but I would really appreciate a little more instruction just because I'm not very familiar with tagine cooking. But in that blog post where they talked about curing it, they did include some links to some recipes that do use tagine. So hopefully that is where I can get my start with my tagine cooking. So here on the bottom, and this whole bottom piece came in a box by itself, is a very weighty bowl. So this is definitely a lot heavier, and it's kind of red terracotta color on the inside, and then it's just got this matching glaze and beautiful paint job here. And it does have some of that like crackle that's going on that people get really concerned about for food safety, which is definitely fair. But of course that is on the outside, and they did in that blog post that I was talking about talk about how to care for your tagine and keep it safe. And another good way of using the tagine is right in the oven and not even doing it on an open flame or stovetop. Let me see, I actually did get out the heat diffuser, so I just have this little one, and like I said, I will put the link below, and you would just put that on top of your stove if you did decide to use your burner, and then put the tagine on top, and it's basically just a way of slow cooking items. But what a beautiful display piece. I do have some cracks in my glaze, but I think that just kind of adds to the character of it. So I'm gonna put this off to the side as gingerly as I can, and hopefully it all stays while I continue to film and we get into our second box, which is off on this side, and that is the Enlighten box. Now this was one of the options that they had for January, and initially, like I said, I was just gonna go ahead and get that feast box as an add-on, but I did need to select something for this month. And this is kind of fun because it's pretty big, and I'm just gonna kind of throw everything on the ground, you guys, so that you can see everything. This box actually included a table. So let me see if I can start to bring that out. They've actually kind of packaged everything inside. And one of the other items is this very weighty little elephant bookend guy. So I can feel that that's what I've got in my hand. So let me open that up. So I don't like have a lot of space in my house for additional table ends, but I am happy to have this one because I just thought it was kind of bright and colorful. Now these are just kind of wrapped in a whole bunch of shredded paper. It's almost like notebook paper. It looks like ruled notebook paper. But it's definitely kept it nice and safe, and this is very, very heavy, so it's good that they did put so many soft items around it. So let me just show you. It is 2 pieces, this amazing elephant. I love that it's kind of got this hexagonal design on it. So here is the end piece of him. It almost reminds me of the Devil's Post Pile, if you've ever been to that monument. It's that kind of almost design in the stone. And then here is his head, so that's the straight on view. And then there's his ears, and it's just got that texture. Nice and weighty, beautiful piece. Now I don't know exactly which bookshelf I will be putting this on, but it does look nice on the actual end table that comes in this box. So like I said, it is a very big box, probably the biggest box I will ever be getting from GlobeIn. Now I did a 3-month subscription with GlobeIn, you guys, but I have decided to skip or not continue that subscription at least for February because they did a lot of gardening boxes for this next round, and I'm just not really big into gardening because I don't really have a lawn or a garden. I have some nice little succulents in my window in my kitchen, but other than that I don't have a lot of space to kind of showcase things. Now this is the other item. This is not necessarily something that I wanted, but I do love the look of hand-blown glass. It's a little bit smaller of a glass than I was expecting, but the ombre is very pretty, and I think I could definitely use it maybe as kind of a trinket glass. A lot of the times we get sent like little shells and beads and different kind of things, and I think it could be nice to just kind of throw things in there. Let me see if I can tell you a little bit about both of those items before we move on to that side table. So the ombre brandy glass in Sunset, that comes from Mexico. I guess it would be nice for, they have a green tea parfait here in the back. That would be a nice way of using it. And then the hand-carved soapstone elephant bookends, those are from Kenya. And then finally, so this was just a 3-item box, is this table. So I'm gonna try to show it to you as best as I can. so much wrapping, so much stuff for me to get rid of. I actually did have all of these boxes show up to me at my house right before I went on vacation. Like literally the last box, the last thing that I'm going to show to you came an hour before I left, so I wasn't able to film ahead of time, and I really wanted to just so that I could get all of my recycling out the door, and it just didn't happen. But here is this little end table. So you can see it's not super tall. I think it's about 14 inches tall, just a little round top, but it does look really cute. For example, with the little soapstone bookends on there and just a couple of bookends. I think it'll look nice here in this guest room, which is a lot of light colors. We can just kind of use it around the house when we need a little additional table, and hopefully I will get some use out of it. We will see. But I think it is cute. Again, I kind of love the geometric design to it, kind of simple. It's just made out of metal, and I'm just going to put this off to the side right here. So I do have one more thing to share with you guys. Sorry, I almost like fell out of the camera. Let me see if I can tell you real quickly about that metal stool slash side table. Now I'm not really sure that I would use it as a stool. It doesn't seem that sturdy, but I guess you could maybe be brave or just have a little bit of a mental weight limit in your mind. That comes from India. Now, the other item that they had was from another box that was an option for January, which was called the Bonjour box. And I believe that it came with a little like egg holder and a little bud vase, which were beautiful, but things that I didn't necessarily need in my house because, again, I don't have a ton of shelf or display space. But I did love the breakfast tray that they had, which came in its own box. So I went ahead and got that as an add-on. This is the last thing that came. So all of my boxes came separately. So this is the first time that I will be opening it up. I'm just tearing the end open. So this is from the Bonjour box. So it's just this nice tray. So you could just use it as a tray by itself. You could probably even set this on top of that little table that I just got. But it also has these little legs that unfold. This is made in India, so that you could definitely have breakfast in bed. So the top piece is not like the nicest wood. It kind of looks like a laminate, but from far away you can't necessarily tell, but it is pretty thin here on top. It doesn't feel like a very thick, solid piece of wood. The outside parts definitely do. I believe if you bought this as an add-on, as I did, I believe that was like $40. So again, that was one of those choices where I was like, do I really want the other small pieces that come in that box, in that bundle? It's a really good deal, but will I really use them? And in this case, I decided I just wanted the tray. And I do love the versatility of it. The fact that, like I said, I can kind of use it maybe as like a TV tray in combination with that little table, or I can get excited and try to have a little breakfast in bed day, especially if you wanted to maybe do some work on your laptop. It might work for that, or just to have a little drink. So it's a little bit narrower than I expected, so kind of an odd shape in my mind, but it does seem definitely wide enough to go across your lap. So I am happy with the color. Like I said, I wish that this piece was maybe a little bit better quality. It just feels very like kind of flimsy to me, but the outside edges do feel like solid wood and good quality. So those are all of the items. Let me know what you think is your favorite item. Let me know what you think of GlobeIn, and if you think I should maybe continue with it sometime in the future. And other than that, you guys, I hope you have a fantastic day, and to see you very, very soon in my next unboxing.